Welcome to today's um, discussion on Life App. Today we're looking at how to get to Canada. How to get to Canada. I think this is the first video I'm doing on moving to Canada because I wanted to take my time and give you all the accurate information because moving to Canada is easy but very difficult. It's easy but difficult because you have to get all the documentation they need and then it's a load. But if you are able to gather all the documentation and then you are doing the writing, then it is easy for you. And then their time processing time tend to be longer for especially um, those in Africa, it tends to be longer. So before you start your application to move to Canada in any route, make sure that you have your document, everything intact, so that they wouldn't say, wait, we need this. We need it. So this video is just going to give you what you need to know on how to come to Canada. There's some of the possible pathway that you could take to come to Canada. So the first website that we are looking at is the Canada Immigration and Citizenship website. This is their official website, and then they update this frequently. So anytime you plan to move to Canada, make sure you come to this website. Anytime you plan to move to Canada, make sure you come to this website. This is their official website. So you come here, every information that you need about Canada, you get it here. So if you plan to come to Canada, let this website be your first place to come. Then if you come here, you will see all the information that you need. You'll be asked to create an account if you are doing it alone, or if you are hiring a consultant to do it for you. Then the consultant will help you with everything the fees that you need to pay, everything. I'm not going to go into details, but what I'm telling you is this is the website that you need to come and find out how you can get to Canada. In the subsequent days, I'll be doing video on like each aspect. By today is just overall of what you need to know. Now let's look at if you want to migrate to Canada, how you can migrate to Canada, how to protect yourself from fraud, what to expect after you arrive in Canada, so you can get all this here. These are some of the services or some of the pathway that you can use to come to Canada. They have express entry. So you migrate to Canada as a skilled worker through the express entry. That is also like a program on its own. It has its own requirement, a whole lot of things. We'll look at it later. We have family sponsorship. So sponsor your relatives, including your spouse, partner, children, parent, grandparents, and others to migrate to Canada. So that is those who have parents or spouse, like those who have somebody here who is a citizen, somebody here who is a citizen. Don't call your friend who is a student here that we've seen about family sponsorship. So, or your friend who is like even permanent residents here, you have to see the qualification for that. We have the provincial nominee that the province will nominate you or the territory will nominate you to come and stay in that province or territory. You have Quebec selected skilled workers. So that is for the province of Quebec. Those who want to go to the province of Quebec, I think that is where they speak French. You know, Canada is English and French country. So English and French are official language here. Quebec speaks French. So those who want to learn French or who knows French, they can look at Quebec. Another Atlantic immigration program. You have caregivers, set up visas, self-employed, rural and northern immigration pilot, agri-food pilot, temporary resident to permanent resident pathway. So this one during the COVID, then they have this pathway. If you're a temporary resident in Canada, then you can apply, like, switch it to permanent resident. And then permanent resident pathway by, okay, this is for Hong Kong resident. Economic mobility pathway pilot. And then refugees appeal for immigration. Okay. So these are all the pathway, but as you know, this is also not all of them will be applicable to you. Not all of them will be applicable to you. So I'll be doing individual videos on those I think it will be applicable to you. But the express entry that is applicable to you, for family sponsorship, if it's applicable to you, provincial nominees, that is also very applicable to you. Okay, well, if you have enough money, you want to set up a business in Canada, then this is also applicable to you. But, well, maybe you have enough money to set up a business. So express entry provisional nominee, Atlantic pilot program, not really, but you can go around it and see. This rural and northern immigration pilot, yes. Agric food, like things changes from time to time. As of the last time I checked, those in Ghana and African countries is not much applicable. And then economic mobility pathway. So this very much applicable to you. So that is what we'll be dealing into details. And then temporary resident to permanent resident, like visitors. If you come to Canada as a visitor, then you can change your visitor status to a work permit and then subsequently to a permanent resident. So that is what this is. That is what this is. So these are the pathway. So just giving you a rough overview. Things that you need to know. In most of these programs, you need an English proficiency test. In most of them, you need an English proficiency. So if you plan to come to Canada, I said in most of them, not all of them, you have to get that English proficiency test. If you are not coming as a students, the proficiency tests are waived in some of the schools. But if you're not coming as a student and then you are coming as through these pathways, then you need that test. That is a must. It doesn't matter where you are coming from. Even those in the United States who want to come here through this pathway will need the English proficiency test. So you can check all this. And then we will be bringing more schools in Canada. I've not started with schools in Canada. I'm bringing schools in Canada. Then you can apply to come and study here. And then that is also another pathway. And then that is the pathway, I think, students, you should utilize it because that is very easy and straightforward. If you get admitted, you get to come. And then after your school, you can easily get a way to stay here. So that is very, very important. So I talk of the English proficiency test. The program will tell you the scores that they need and then where to get it. So if you go to the individual program, they'll specify it. And then one thing that you should also know is if you want to work in a field that is regulated, like you want to work in the health sector, the education sector, the social service, like every way that is regulated, that means you need to be satisfied. You need certification in that. So as you plan to come to Canada, then you should be thinking of being satisfied. If you're a teacher, you need to get satisfied. You need to get the teaching certificate. If you're a nurse, you need to get satisfied. Then if you get that certification, then it become easy for you. Things become easy for you. So if you get a higher English proficiency test, you are satisfied, then it is easy for you. And then you can come to Canada within the shortest possible time. The shortest possible time. So I'll end this video here, and then we'll go into this one's individual and then see all the necessary things that you need. If you have not subscribed to this video, to this YouTube family, please do well to subscribe. Do well to subscribe, and then like the video. Like the video. In this way, YouTube will show it to many others. One thing I would say before I say goodbye is a lot of people get, like, people fraud them when coming to Canada. So I will do a video on that, how to verify your consultant, because at times I see Canada Visa Lottery on the social media. Well, I've never heard of anything Canada Visa Lottery. That is why I show you this website, the official website. If you see anything, you can just come to this website. I'll put a link in the description. Then you can check out and see. But I will do a video on how to verify a consultant. How to verify a consultant. So watch out for that video so that you wouldn't get fraud, because it's hard to earn money. If even somebody fraud you even $100, now that is a huge amount of money. You could use it to do something better. So be very vigilant. Watch for that video. I'll show you that. So subscribe, like this, tell others, share this to others, like the video. Put your comments down. Which of the programs do you want me to look at for you, so that I'll look at it and explain things to you very well? Which of the program? What question do you have in moving to Canada, coming to Canada, study in Canada? You want to work in Canada? They are all possible. Put your question down. I'll do my best to help you. Don't forget to subscribe.